Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, Coach Tisha. Welcome, Karibu.
Woo woo. Good to be here one more time, enjoying another celebration of Kwanzaa with you, my sister, Coach Jeanine Bunzigiye. Good to
Yes,
have you here.
Karibu. Asante.
We got a lot of teaching to share. We have another very special edition of Kwanzaa, and I'm so thankful that you have chosen Pep Talk Live and the Global Pep Squad to bridge your community and help us share this story of Kwanzaa and really get it going around the world. So thank you for being here.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. It's really my pleasure because, like I said yesterday, guys, that I feel like it was already home and I'm home. So this is not strange to me. It's like I feel very comfortable celebrating Kwanzaa with my sister, and many of you are watching us.
Absolutely. So some of those many people are making comments right now. We're going to make sure we get those up on the screen as we get the show underway. Can you go ahead and introduce the show for our French speaking viewers?
Absolument. Merci beaucoup de se connecter à nous encore cet après-midi. Nous sommes là encore avec Coach Tisha et moi-même, mais nous sommes vraiment en train de célébrer cette deuxième journée de Kwanzaa. So, on te dit, en tout cas, welcome, on vous dit Karibu, Asante. So, on est vraiment dans la joie parce qu'aujourd'hui, nous continuons à célébrer cette semaine de Kwanzaa qui vraiment signifie beaucoup pour nous et pour continuer à célébrer notre culture, la famille, la communauté. On est vraiment dans la joie. Merci, merci.
Thank you so much. It really feels like it's a true, authentic global experience when you bring in multiple languages. So
I
thank you.
agree. I could agree more. Mhm.
Thank you for sharing that with us. We got people tuning in from all over the world. Please make sure that you're telling us where you are watching from. And we're happy to have you here as we experience day two of
Yes.
our Kwanzaa celebration. Let's see, we have Charles tuning in from Georgia. Thank you for being here, Charles. Glad to have you here in the building. We have Elizabeth Ndungu, who is from
Ooh,
Virginia. Liz,
yes.
we know you have some priorities, so please get back to those, dear. We thank you
Yes.
for stopping by. Team replay, we
Yes.
understand.
Mhm.
Uh, and then we have Rolanda Stephen Stewart, who is out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and is happy to
Oh,
celebrate as well. Hey, Mary Wells, captain of the Global Pep
hey,
Squad. All right.
Mary. Yes.
So today is the second day of Kwanzaa.
Mhm.
Yesterday, Coach Janine, we introduced the first principle of Kwanzaa, but we're going to talk about it additionally today, and that
Yes.
is unity, right? And just to make sure we keep pace, in
Right.
addition to talking about the first principle of Kwanzaa, we are also going to speak on the second principle of Kwanzaa, which is self determination.
Mhm.
So, how about you go ahead and get us started with a bit of the background that you can share with us about your Kwanzaa experiences with those two
Mhm.
principles. Let us know some words and some greetings you think are important for us to know. And I'm going to get some banners going across the screen, okay?
Awesome, that's good. So, guys, for those of you who were here yesterday, we were sharing about it's really, I love all those seven principles, but specifically for the first one, Umoja, because that really means a lot to me. Umoja, and I can tell you all about Umoja because even in business, we need to have those people that you come together with and you can be able to Umoja together, Umoja business. or more even your family, your community. So that's really the foundation, the first one, I think. So we talked about that yesterday and we shared some experience about how we came together, our journey we shared. And today we're going to be really focusing on the second one, which is Kujuliwa. Kujuliwa to me, it's really something that you have to do. It's a self-discover, self-determination. It's a personal journey. Kujuliwa, everybody has to really take time to get to know who you are, really the very core, the very self of you, the very deep of you, so you can be able to shine and empower others. So Kujuliwa really plays a role. I just gonna share a story on my journey. Kujuliwa started really, I started really asking questions to my mom, my grandmother, because those are my first mentor they really mentored me, even in business or in my journey as an entrepreneur. And I really start really listening to the story, how they also did the personal kujuliwa, the personal work, which was self-determination, making sure that no matter what, they're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep, perseverance, because that's really those muscles that you have to really exercise as an entrepreneur. So I've seen that my mother doing the same thing, kujuliwa, my grandmother was the same thing. The journey was not easy, but they did not give up. So that's really something we celebrate today. Each one of us have to have a kujuliwa spirit. You
Mm.
need to really be able to be open to it, so you can be able to embrace that, because you need it in your journey. So today we're gonna take you on
Mm.
a journey with, you need to start, or if you haven't started, you need to start your kujuliwa spirit, your kujuliwa journey, so you can be able to really starting the self-discovery and self-determination, because that's going to help you in whatever that you're doing. So I'm gonna say the same thing in French for our French viewers, making sure that tu es vraiment en train de prendre le temps de te connaître, de persévérer, parce que sans ça, tu ne peux pas. Il y a beaucoup, je vais juste me donner mon exemple. Lorsque j'ai commencé en tant qu'entrepreneur, ma mère et ma grand-mère, j'étais en train de poser des questions par rapport à comment est-ce que je peux me mettre dans cette journey de l'entrepreneuriat, parce que je ne comprenais pas beaucoup, mais je les ai vus en train de prendre le temps de comprendre et de rester vraiment déterminés. Ils étaient déterminés par rapport à tout ce qu'ils devaient faire pour le business, pour la famille, pour la communauté. C'était très important. Kujuliwa, tu as besoin de cet esprit de Kujuliwa, parce que c'est tellement important pour nous. So, merci beaucoup de ce joindre. So, aujourd'hui, hier, nous avons parlé de Umoja, qui est l'unité. Et aujourd'hui, nous ajoutons Kujuliwa, parce que tu as besoin de ça afin d'avancer dans ton business. Thank you, Coach.
Just
I definitely just give a little
I
bit.
could listen to you all day. I could listen to you all
Yes.
day. I
Mm-hmm.
want to share with everyone that Kwanzaa is something that we celebrate here in the Hammond household as well. And we have we're not able to celebrate it in person like
Yes.
we would love to. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just want to share something that I shared with my family for yesterday's unity
Mm-hmm.
celebration in our Umoja kind of like statement and theme that we
Yes.
have in the family. So what I shared was um, Habari Gani. I think that's important for the viewers to also understand, if particularly if this is like your first introduction, or you haven't, or you've been introduced to Kwanzaa and maybe haven't like fully attempted to celebrate it. There's some important greetings, Coach, that
Yes.
we should share. Um,
Absolutely.
you mentioned when I started the show, I said welcome, and you said,
Karibu.
which means welcome in which
Yes.
language?
Swahili.
Swahili. And so in Kwanzaa, in celebrating Kwanzaa, there are some official greetings, also like Habari Gani.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the response to Habari Gani, Coach?
Missouri. Missouri.
And also the name of each principle of Kwanzaa that you're celebrating that day, right? So if I said Habari Gani, the response for today would be,
Missouri.
and the second principle of Kwanzaa, what is that?
Oh, Kujuliwa.
Yeah. So those are some greetings that we're going to be reinforcing here as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go ahead and share with what I shared with my family. I said Habari Gani.
Mm-hmm.
Um, today we celebrate, and this was yesterday, of course. So I'm saying today we celebrate Umoja, or
Mm-hmm.
unity. And
Yes.
as we dwell on this principle, consider how unity is both a principle and a practice of togetherness, oneness in all things good and of mutual benefit. So Kwanzaa is a celebration of good, is a
Mm-hmm.
celebration of how do we ensure that the community at large benefits from the celebration, and not just the individual, right? So
Right.
I said, we have family unity, we have intergenerational unity that we're celebrating, we have
Mm-hmm.
community unity, and then we
Yes.
have Pan-African unity as well. So those are just
Mhm.
some of the things that we are celebrating. And each principle of Kwanzaa, each new day of Kwanzaa also has a symbol that it's associated with. And
Mhm.
yesterday's symbol for unity, tell me if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Dagi, Dagi, not
Dagi, yeah, yes.
Dagi, not.
Yeah,
So not as in you tie a knot.
yeah,
The Dagi knot is the symbol for unity, and it's an image and a symbol that literally is a recommitment to one another and
right.
active solidarity and oneness and all of that goodness. Okay, so today each principle of Kwanzaa, they're cascading and they build upon one another, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like a Kwanzaa sandwich. It's
Yes,
unity has to stay here on top. And then there's a bottom piece that has to stay there. And then there are 5 principles in the middle that are just timed and perfectly named and numbered to ensure that we have this collective support of one another. And I'm excited to talk about the self-determination piece.
yes.
So thank you for sharing that insight about your experiences with self-determination and the teachings of your family members and your
Mm-hmm.
elders.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you have to sit down and listen to the experiences and be inspired by it, because you also have your own journey, your own Kujuliwa journey that you have to start. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is, I don't know. I think some people have definitely been introduced to this concept, but I don't know if we've called it that along the way. But
Mm,
certainly the experience and the journey into self-determination is a demand that we as African people define, defend, develop
mm-hmm.
ourselves instead of allowing or encouraging others to do that for us,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it starts really with defining your identity.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yes. Yes, absolutely. And that's why I really like this very good tradition at my family I've started, where my grandmother, she was just not telling us the stories of her youth or the way she was, she was brought up, but also telling us who we are, telling us where we came from, telling us our inheritance. So that's also another way to really sharing the journey, but also the legacy that we came from. Even my name, I always ask her, what is the meaning of Bunzigiye? What is so to me? I was gonna really discover it. Like, it was really Kujuliwa journey. They told me Bunzigiye means a king or a queen. I was like, oh, so to me that was like, wow, that's another thing I didn't know. So it really, there's also this history of names and legacy that people need to know. And those times that we celebrate Kwanzaa, it's really those precious times that we sit around and really hear the story of our names, the story of our family, the legacy, and we pass on to generations.
Oh, I'm so glad that you mentioned names
Yes.
because we live in a free world where you can name your child anything you'd like to name your child, right? And
Yeah.
names mean something. Names are the foundation of identity, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So when
Yes.
it comes time to naming your children, even a nickname is like
Mm-hmm.
speaking life or not life over the child. And
That's
so,
right.
for a lot of people, their business is their child. So even down to naming our businesses, because we are here, because we're entrepreneurs and we're
Right.
celebrating global businesses as well. But even naming our businesses
Mm-hmm.
um, can kind of like almost project the trajectory or not of the
Right.
business.
Right.
So I'm glad that you mentioned what your name means. I'd love to hear from our audience what they know their names to mean.
Yeah. We love to hear more.
Yeah, and their business names. So, Coach, tell us about your business name and where you came up with that idea to determine that that is what it was going to be named.
Absolutely. Yeah. Before even sharing that, which I will, I just want to share also the meaning, especially like many of you guys know that Swahili is really my favorite language. So even in my family, we have specific, we have specific name some of my nephew and nieces in Swahili, and I just want to share just few words that we have. We have in my family, we have Imani. Imani means faith in Swahili. We have Bariki is my nephew. His name is Blessing. So we have also Imani and yeah, Nguf. So to me, that's really those names that are really have meaningful, and also because I don't know if many of you guys know I'm a twin. So on my mother's side, they have special name for twins. So if there's a Shako, so to me, it really those special name has really meanings and the culture. It's really really precious. So I just wanted to share that. So the name beyond the with you solution, it's really the legacy that I really wanted to make sure that there's this proverb, African proverb that you you can be able to give somebody a fish, but it's very better if you teach how to fish. So
Yeah.
that was really based on that. I was inspired really to say with you solution because I am with you on your journey to discover the best version of yourself. So I can be able to help you to have tools and strategy. So I am with you. I don't, you're not alone. We're going to hold you accountable. That's how it came about with you solutions.
I love that. I would love to hear from our viewers the stories of how their business names came about, their family names came about, and I'm really interested in ancestry. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a good time of year when people are like gifting um, DNA kits so you can know where your people came from long, long
Right.
time ago. And one of the most beautiful things happened last year. My mother found out, my mother, who has been on this earth going into 8 decades, she found out from blood work that her ancestry traces back to West Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother is white, blonde hair, and blue eyes. And I've been telling her whole life she's black. I've been telling her whole life. And so um, my mother proudly dons dashikis and kente cloth and
Mm-hmm.
all of those things because we recognize the origin of human life.
Right.
And I'm so blessed to have come up biracial, but been able to really enjoy my blackness. I love it. I absolutely love how the Lord made me. um,
Amen. Yes.
we have Charles tuning in, and he says, allegedly, it means his name means brave and manly. That's the
Mm-hmm.
first name. Anthony is a messenger of God, and he's uncertain of what his last name is. So we can ask the viewers if you
Yeah.
know what the last name Ancrum, if you know the origin of that, please
Mm-hmm.
get in touch with Charles and let him know. And if there are others with his family name out there, connect. You never
Yes.
know. This
Mm-hmm.
show might lead to
Never know. Yes.
cousins and aunties being reconnected. You just don't know. So
That's
so
right.
thank you for taking a moment, Charles, to let us know that, and maybe we can be the ones that help connect you to your next family member. Coach Jeanine, will you please update our audience on what we've spoken about so far?
Absolument, yes. So, on était en train de parler de nom. Comment est-ce que le nom, ça a vraiment de l'importance de connaître surtout l'origine de ton nom, de notre famille. Et j'étais en train de donner l'exemple aussi comment est-ce que dans ma famille, on a des noms swahili parce que beaucoup des gens connaissent que j'aime beaucoup le swahili. C'est vraiment ma langue préférée. Et que j'ai un neveu qui s'appelle Bariki. Bariki signifie bénédiction. Et encore, j'ai un autre neveu qui s'appelle Imani. Imani signifie la foi. Donc, c'est vraiment important. Et il y a plusieurs personnes aussi qui ont parlé de leur nom. Donc, c'est sont des éléments que nous voulons vraiment que les gens retiennent que dans de cette Kujuliwa, ça veut dire que tu dois prendre le temps de se connaître, mais aussi de connaître les significations de nom. C'était vraiment important de connaître et puis de continuer à célébrer le nom. Voilà.
Mm, thank you. One of the things that I've learned in my family study of Kwanzaa is one of the things that I really particularly love about this particular principle of self determination is that we come from a legacy of really brilliant people
Yes.
who developed the basic disciplines of human knowledge as we know it today, the sciences, astronomy, geometry, reading, math, medicine,
Yeah.
advanced architecture.
Mm-hmm.
we talk
Yeah.
about
You name it.
Who built what? Right. These are
Yeah.
some of the things that we want to celebrate and enjoy. And it comes with self-determination, comes with having the re, right and responsibility to exist as a people and make our own unique contributions to human history and to
Absolutely.
humanity. And
Mhm. And to celebrate our greatness.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Hmm.
I love that. You know, I have not personally traveled to the motherland. It's my plan to. It's my hope to. There's so many countries to visit. Do you have now? You might be biased because you're from Congo, but are
Well,
there
I
other?
was just about to say the first country I might be able to lead you. We will bringing you to Congo very
Right, right.
soon.
Where else? Where else? So, like a first timer who really wants an introduction to an African centric experience, where might that individual travel to first?
So it really depends where you want to go first because there's so many places you can go in Africa just to be able to do that. But I would definitely recommend Congo, of course, number one. But also, that the surrounding countries, like I like Kenya, I like Tanzania, Ghana, I like
Mhm.
Nigeria, South Africa, and I like Ivory Coast. I've lived in Ivory Coast, and it's such a beautiful, and Senegal as well. It's a very beautiful place too. So I would definitely say that those few places they can be able to give you really the sense of strong history and
Yeah,
legacy that you can be able to go and learn from.
yeah, yeah. I love it. I want to share with the audience the importance of gift giving in Kwanzaa and how it's very different from other celebrations where gifts are given. So traditionally during Kwanzaa, gifts are especially given to children, and
Yes.
they are going to always
Hmm.
include a book and some type of heritage symbol. The
Right.
book the book that's given is to emphasize the value of Africa, being
Hmm.
African, and the
Right.
tradition of learning that was stressed since early Egyptian times. Um, and it reaffirms and reinforces our commitment to tradition and to history. What are some gifts that you've been given or
Yes.
have given during Kwanzaa celebrations?
So I just gonna share what I used to do, especially after Christmas. We used to do when I was living in Vermont. That we had a community of parents that I've really been helping them to be able to adjust, especially when once they come here in the U.S. And I started really this program like almost like after Kwanzaa. Every evening at 6 p.m. we used to get together at this community center where they used to bring the children and where we divide them like a middle school, high school kids, and even freshmen in college because they were eager to learn about the history. So we had like a like a table, like a small table discussion talk where I had activities. So we purchased these books where we have activity. People can just be able to pick the name of the country and the capital just to be able to memorize. So that was fun, and they love it because they were introduced to the country, home country, even though some of them they were born here, the kids, but the generations first generation to be here, Congolese American. So to me it was really a time where we purchased some very wonderful books in French, in Swahili, and we distribute them, during that day. And they studied, and at the end they had a competition where like a game board. It was really something fun, and we started doing that every single year. So I think I'm gonna look to my email again and find those the title of the book so we can be able to share with our viewers. Maybe they can be able to purchase for the parent for the kid as well.
Yes. This is one, like the gift giving is
Yes.
hopefully the next step in my family celebration of Kwanzaa. So we have several symbols that we place on our table. I would
Hmm.
love to share with the audience about what some of the symbols are and
Sure.
why.
Yes.
Um, I also want to talk about the colors, like in the decoration. So the colors associated with Kwanzaa are
Mhm.
black, red, and green.
Yes.
And do we know why they're black, red, and green? And green?
That's a good, guys. We like to hear what you guys say first. Do anybody know?
I know, right? Anybody want to tell us what they know about the black, red, and green colors associated with Kwanzaa? Um, and then yeah, we'll wait for an answer.
Yeah, we want an answer because we're curious to know if you guys know.
Yes. What are some of the ways that you've decorated? While we're talking about waiting to, to talk about the colors, what are
Mhm.
some of the decorations that you keep for your Kwanzaa
I
celebration?
have a lot of fabrics that, the African fabrics, the mask and different things that I put around my house. And what I used to do, I used to have those tablecloth that I used
Hmm.
to, and it was to be green, red and black. And I used to put all over the place. And people, they knew already, just by after the Christmas Eve, they already know I start changing the color. So they was like, oh, Jeanine, she's ready for us. Yeah. So I definitely have some tablecloth, I have some mask, I have some, African fabrics that I put around my house.
Love. We got some answers coming in about what the three colors of Kwanzaa represent. And Charles, you're on point
Yeah.
because black symbolizes the people themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Red is for the struggle or blood that was shed
Yeah.
in the past. And
Mm-hmm.
then green represents the earth and the abundance of possibilities that the
Good job,
future holds.
Charles.
Come on, Charles.
Good job.
Yes, Mary Wells also had an answer that
Mm-hmm.
red is for strength, green is for growth. Certainly, this red symbolizes sacrifice.
Oh
It
yeah.
symbolizes what we have lost, whereas the green says abundant opportunities, abound for us. When we
Yeah.
work together, when
Yeah.
we unify, when we determine
Mm-hmm.
for ourselves as a people what the future can hold. So,
And also to celebrate that the struggle, and we really honor all the people who came before us and paved the way for us. So that's really our way also of, we wearing red today, we celebrating them and celebrating the struggle.
absolutely. Some other items that are important to note for your Kwanzaa celebration include traditional items like African baskets or
Hmm.
cloth patterns,
Yes.
various forms of art, and harvest symbols. So hopefully the viewers will tell us some of their decorations and some greetings and symbols that they've been using
Hmm.
along the way as well. You want to fill our audience in around the globe on what we've said so far?
Yes. So, nous avons parlé des couleurs, nous avons parlé de couleur rouge, couleur noire et couleur verte. Et on était juste en train de poser la question aussi à nos viewers, les gens qui sont en train de nous suivre, est-ce qu'ils savent la signification de ces trois couleurs? Et il y a des réponses qui ont été données. So, cette couleur noire, ça signifie, ça montre notre couleur. Nous sommes noirs, nous sommes fiers d'être noirs. Et cette couleur rouge, ça signifie cette liberté qu'on a eue à travers les gens qui ont combattu très fort pour nous. Ils ont eu à faire beaucoup de sacrifices et c'est pour ça qu'aujourd'hui, nous sommes en train de parler de cette couleur rouge. C'est ça qui signifie aussi. Et la couleur verte, ça signifie aussi euh, euh, le plus important, c'est surtout de connaître notre terre africaine. C'est tellement important. Donc, c'est ça les trois couleurs que nous sommes en train de discuter là-dessus pour le Kwanzaa. Je ne sais pas si plusieurs personnes connaissent cette signification, mais cette couleur rouge, verte et noire qui signifie cette célébration de Kwanzaa. Donc, si vous ne connaissez pas, il faut déjà écrire ça et puis faire des recherches là-dessus et partager aussi avec vos enfants. Comme ça, vous allez avoir une tradition dans votre famille, dans votre communauté et parler de ces trois couleurs.
I love it. Kwanzaa is richly and deeply entrenched in tradition, which is good,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yes.
which is a very good thing. I think
Mm-hmm.
as we look to the future, and certainly this might even depend on generations and pop culture. Uh, People want to create their own traditions and do new things, and that's wonderful. And there's a place for
Mhm.
that.
Yes.
However, when it comes to Kwanzaa, there's a specific way to celebrate it.
Yes.
And so, can we just talk a bit about the importance of maintaining the Kwanzaa tradition?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
starting with learning how to prepare for Kwanzaa and
Mhm.
not rushing it.
Yes.
So what I mean by that is taking time to study. You see, we're in like our seventh year of celebrating Kwanzaa, and we still haven't hit every single thing there is to do because we don't want to do it the wrong way. We don't
Mhm.
want to do it in a way that would violate the integrity of the holiday or the tradition. And you don't want to infuse other cultures, symbols, or values or practices into Kwanzaa because Kwanzaa is Pan African for a reason,
Yes,
right?
absolument. Yes. Et ce que coach Tisha est en train de dire, que c'est très important de prendre le temps de célébrer cette culture. Et puis, cette culture de Kwanzaa, c'est pas comme les autres fêtes, parce qu'on est en train de prendre le temps, parce que c'est tellement important que nous puissions garder les valeurs. C'est très important. Et le plus important aussi pour nous, c'est de connaître comment se préparer par rapport à ça. Donc, on se prépare, on n'est pas en train de faire une course, mais surtout, c'est de prendre le temps de célébrer et comment célébrer cela, parce que ce sont les valeurs et il faut garder ces traditions dans nos familles, il faut garder cette tradition aussi dans nos communautés. C'est pour ça qu'on prend notre temps. Ça fait déjà 7 ans qu'elle est en train de célébrer à Kwanzaa, mais elle n'a même pas encore arrivé au point là où elle se sent vraiment qu'elle a bien compris, mais elle est en train vraiment de prendre son temps. C'est pour ça que c'est important de célébrer cet événement de Kwanzaa pendant cette semaine, mais surtout comprendre comment se préparer par rapport à ça mentalement, spirituellement, émotionnellement. C'est vraiment important aussi que nous puissions se préparer par rapport à ça.
Is anybody here like excited to learn French just to have this conversation and talk to Coach Jeanine afterwards? I am really excited and am learning as you communicate and share with us the translation. I am learning. Mary Wells says that her son Caleb is listening,
Oh,
and
hey,
this is
Caleb.
and this is beautiful because it starts with our youth. This is who
Yeah,
we're teaching the tradition to. So thank
absolutely.
you, Mary Wells and Caleb,
Mhm.
and yeah, I hope that we're excited to learn new languages and meet new people. Coach, you were telling me earlier some of the feedback that you got from yesterday's show. Do you want to share that
Yeah.
with?
Absolutely. Yes. So yesterday, after when just we finished the show, just right after that, people start DMing me. They say, we love the connection that we can tell that you guys are really sisters. And we love the energy. We love that really what you're doing. And we really learn a lot. So I was like, yes, and actually one of the ladies said, I'm gonna start this tradition and next year. I'm gonna write I've been taking some notes. I was like, wonderful, that's good. So yeah, she already, she's taken a decision to say next year I'm gonna be with you guys. I said, well, you can start now. You don't need to wait next year. I told her that. I said, you don't need to wait. Just join us. Join us.
Look, Caleb said this is really cool. And coming from a young person, a young king, that's so gratifying to hear.
Yes.
We definitely want it to be cool. We want you to know where you come from, why we call our young men and young girls king and queen, that there's a name for that. This is a great opportunity for me to speak about a husband and wife who own a
Mm-hmm.
company called Nabakendo,
Mm-hmm.
all natural skincare. So there's Nakendo and Bakendo, which are king and queen. I'm not sure which is which and which language anymore, but they combine the name together to form Nabakendo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Be family, Philip and Bania Be. And just incredible family that is doing great things and incorporating the richness of culture, because
Mm-hmm.
after all, we're going to continue to remind you all that Kwanzaa is a celebration of community,
Right.
family, and culture.
And culture.
So you have a new subscriber to your
Oh,
Empowering You TV channel.
that's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, keep coming, guys. This is a family you're joining. Thank
Oh,
you.
yes, it is. And, for those who are preparing to celebrate Kwanzaa, as you do it this year, maybe a light version if you're not already fully celebrating. If you are fully in the throes of celebrating Kwanzaa and you do it big the way that I hope to one day, please tell us what you're doing in the comments so we can have some structure, some guidance as well. I would suggest that as you're preparing your decorations and looking for your symbols, to invest the time and energy and resources to buy the very best.
Mhm.
Buy the very best. Buy it one time so that it lasts for generations. And
I
you
agree.
can share this with your family members and your
Mhm.
legacy, and they can keep it in the family and keep these traditions going. Um, so, Coach, while some people were sending out Christmas cards,
Mhm.
we received a Kwanzaa card,
Oh, that's awesome.
which
That is great.
which
Wow.
was so satisfying. Let me tell you.
Yes.
I I love Christmas. I love
Hmm.
Christmas,
Yes.
and I love Kwanzaa. And they don't
Absolutely.
and they don't compete with one another because they're not in
No,
the same category, y'all.
no, absolutely not. Hmm.
They're, Kwanzaa does recognize the creator,
Yes.
recognizes good,
Yes.
recognizes community,
Hmm.
but it in no way competes with Christmas or Hanukkah or the other celebrations that are going on around the world around this very same time. So,
Right.
I want to read this greeting
Please,
card that I
please,
received.
please.
So, it starts off by saying Harambe. Now, what does that mean, Coach?
Well, now Arambe means it's almost like also like similar Karibu. So it's really also an expression of love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of Harambe, I think like, come, listen, listen,
Yeah, it's
like,
really,
like,
yeah. So it's
like,
really
bring it
reaching
in.
out. Hmm. Yeah.
So the card says Harambe, and then it says, when spider webs unite, they can tie up a lion.
Hmm.
Just the imagery of that, y'all.
Right.
We're talking about how we can grow to form unbroken bands
Yeah.
and links where we cannot be divided. That's what this is about, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When spider webs unite, they can tie up a lion. Harambe! The rain comes gently and fills the river to overflowing. Harambe!
Remember. Yes.
United we stand. Harambe!
Mm-hmm.
One family, one blood. Harambe!
Yes.
The community is more important than the individual. Harambe.
Remember. Yes.
Collective work and responsibility. Harambe. I am because we are. That's Ubuntu, right?
Yes. Yes. And we talked
I
about that
am
yesterday.
because we are. And then there says one of my favorite principles of Kwanzaa, and we will get to this, is cooperative economics.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about saving the children. They
Yeah.
really are our future.
Mm-hmm.
And unity now, unity tomorrow. And these are the ways we pull together. And then it says, which so Elizabeth Ndungu came on yesterday and she was adding some Swahili comments to
Good.
the text. And one of the things that she was saying was Pomoja Tutashinda, I
Oh,
believe.
yes. That's a
Which
good one.
and what does
Mm-hmm.
that translate to?
So, umoja tutashinda. Together we can win. So,
Mm,
victory.
victory.
Victory, victory, victory. Yes, together.
Together we win.
Hmm. Together we win.
That's like there is no I in team.
We talked about that
Together.
yesterday. There's no I. It's we all the time.
Yes. So here's what I would encourage our communities to begin to live by, and that is this principle of Ubuntu. I
Yes.
am because we are.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It is our family's theme, and it
Right.
was one of the first things we really grasped onto when we started to study Kwanzaa and to celebrate it as a family. Those words were like, yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
Absolutely. And that's actually really transcend even through our business. Guys, I was telling you the story yesterday. when I was listening to Coach Tisha for the first time, I quickly recognized that she's all about Ubuntu. She's all about oneness. She's all about umoja together. And that's how quickly our spirit, our life really align with each other. And yeah, so we are Ubuntu 24 hours.
Yes,
Yes, yeah.
24/7,
Mhm.
365, and the leap year. Um,
Yes.
so speaking of Umoja, which we always have to reflect on the first principle of Kwanzaa, even though we're on the second day, we
Yes.
always lead with unity. Umoja, tell
Mhm.
us about the Umoja magazine. What's
Yeah.
going on with that? What you
So
got going?
for those, yeah, for those of you guys who were not here yesterday, we were sharing some very great ideas and projects coming up that we're gonna be really collaborating with Coach Tisha and many of you. We're really opening up also doors. So we have, really upcoming in few weeks. We're gonna have Umoja Mag, which Umoja, you already know what that means. It means unity. So it's really a platform, a global platform where we're gonna be bringing also those change agents, women and men who are really doing the work, empowering entrepreneurs. So we're really gonna have, in the spotlight your work, what you're doing. We're celebrating you in your journey into business. So Umoja Mag will be open in very, very soon. So please contact Coach Tisha or myself that we can be able to have your article and start really getting you, ready to bring your business global.
Now, as a media company, when I hear someone say, please contact us, we'll be happy to feature you in an article, I'm immediately thinking, I hope everyone in the world reaches out who's an entrepreneur, because
Yes.
that's earned media.
Mhm.
And when someone else is talking about you on their platform, that's so critically important to entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Yes, you might be the loudest cheerleader for your brand, but other brands have to talk about your business as well. And that is
Mhm.
where community comes in and is so super helpful. Now, we know that you have a Facebook community. Tell us about your Empowering UTV Facebook group.
Yeah. So even before that, I forgot to mention that in Umoja Mag coming up, you will be featured in 55 countries. You will be featured in UK, Europe, Canada, and US. So just know that it's a big, big, big exposure and visibility that you're looking for. So make sure that you connect with us so we can give you that, spotlight that you need to. So in Facebook, Empowering You TV, Facebook, what we do it's really a family, like we do support one another. It's really umoja 24/7 making sure that we network, we know one another and we work together. So I've seen a lot of people mingle each other in the group, and really now today they're having projects together. And hey, like Mary was really, really putting something in our ear yesterday. We might be able to have some good projects with Coach Tisha in the future. So again, we really welcome you to come to join us in Empower You TV on Facebook, in our Instagram, YouTube. Join us because it's all about coming together and making sure that we work together and the power of one.
Yes, yes, yes. So, family, we have talked about unity or umoja. We
Mhm.
have talked about self determination, which I know to say Kujichagulia, but I love the way you say it. Say it for us, please.
Kujichagulia.
Mm.
Yes.
Kujichagulia.
Yes. Hmm.
Kujichagulia. All right.
Yes. Hmm.
Repeat it. And then it comes a lot easier if you repeat it
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
practice it. Oh,
Yes.
Dr. Geneva has just been blessing us with comments as well throughout today. We see
Mm.
you, Queen, and we're glad that you are here, um,
Yes.
just supporting this show with your
Mhm.
commentary. Thank you, Charles. I don't know that we had connected before. It is so nice to have you here and participating. And
Thank
of
you,
course,
Charles.
to Mary Wells, we know that you are there. And Trina
Oh,
Poole, we
yes.
see you. Rolanda, I see Theodora, Larissa, and those are just the comments that I see. We see Dwellin Williams. Um, Imagine the individuals that, and John Need, thank you, sir. Imagine the individuals who are watching but haven't commented. We're
Right. Yeah, and I've seen somebody from Belgium just, yeah, you mentioned on Facebook. So on YouTube. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, we are not going to hold you all day. We have to save some of this good energy and conversation for tomorrow. And
Yeah.
thank you so much. We want to, Dr. Geneva. The speaker is Coach Jeanine Bunzigiye.
Oh, thank you, Dr.
she,
Geneva.
yeah, she is a global business builder coach. I mean, Dr. Geneva, and a beautiful human being. I am proud to call her sister, and it's been so fun. It's
Absolutely.
been so fun. So tomorrow we come back. Let's bring our graphic back.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow we come back to speak on collective work and responsibility. Ooh,
Yeah. Woo, that's a great one. Yes, we can't wait. Guys,
yes.
invite your family and friends so we can be able to share this wisdom and love together.
Yes, and if you have like a favorite to to the audience, if you have a favorite song or beat that you'd like to hear us play here on the show, please
Mhm.
share us things that are royalty free, license free, or tell us the source where the music is coming from, so we can give credit where credit is due. I would love to send people out with the beat that we started the show with. So can we do that?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining Coach Jeanine and I on today's Pep Talk Live, where we are celebrating Kwanzaa the week of December 26th through January 1st. We've covered the first two principles, and we're so excited to get to tomorrow. We're going to see you all again real soon, okay?
Thank you, Asante.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. 1 second while we bring up good videos.
Yes.
Hold on, y'all. We're going to get started with that beat, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.